Hello, everyone out there in the multiverse. I am Dan, and this is
Chris.
And I'm Isaac.
and we are here to talk about Christmas movies.
I like Christmas movies.
Christmas movies,
They're
definitely.
honestly a guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Somebody in this room has a subscription to the Hallmark Channel for Christmas movies.
It's not me.
It's not
Not
me
me
too.
either. Yeah.
So it's not a secret.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did
It's
actually,
out.
Don't shame me.
I just watched National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation for the first time
For the
yesterday.
first time.
For the first time.
Oh.
Wow.
I bought a DVD collection off a guy at a yard sale.
Nice.
And I got a whole bunch of movies, and most of them I wouldn't watch, but I kept about 20 of them or so, and that was in the pile that I was like, all right, I'm gonna keep this because everyone tells me this is the quintessential Christmas movie to watch. I see why people would think that'd be a good Christmas movie. I think my choice is a better Christmas movie.
Yeah. I think you have to grow up with that.
You definitely had to grow up with it. I mean, every year on TV, it was National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and I didn't think there was a Thanksgiving Vacation.
Yeah.
Just so the National Lampoons had their holiday theme. But that movie, just when you get it on there, that and A Christmas Story, two that I just pretend you feel when you watch it like that's a family Christmas, dysfunctional and a little bit wild.
Yeah.
But it wasn't bad. I think the three movies we talked about today, I would watch those over National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, honestly, since we're talking about Christmas, what makes a Christmas movie?
All right. So, my ideas aren't unique to it, but I got these off James Ralph from Cinemassacre. I think, and I agree with him. So, takes place on Christmas or around Christmas. We want to see some Christmas decorations. The dialogue you can't forget the time of the year. So if we're talking Christmas or it's been around Christmas, that dialogue needs to be there. A big one I thought was the plot is driven by Christmas. How is Christmas propelling the story? Why does it have to happen during this time frame?
Okay.
Because would it not work otherwise? When I think Halloween, for example, Michael Myers, The Mask and all, it's a Halloween movie.
Definitely a Halloween movie.
If Michael Myers decided to do this rampage during Valentine's Day,
It'd be a different.
it would be a different movie.
Hold on, it'd be My Bloody Valentine's.
Yes, but he would have to wear a minor mask and it'd be a little weirder. But fine, Leprechaun's Day. He's not Warwick Davis.
No.
Christmas music,
Mm-hmm.
snow, a Grinch/Scrooge type character.
Okay.
The family coming together, the obstacle to overcome, and that whole Christmas spirit. Do we have a Christmas spirit?
I mean, I agree with most of those. A few like the movie I chose, we'll talk about in a little bit.
Do we explain what we were looking to define today?
Yeah.
So, 2 parts of this video. What makes a Christmas movie, and what is our favorite Christmas movie? So that puts what I just said into context. I apologize.
But no,
Alright.
I definitely agree with that. There are the hardliners. Like my dad is a hardliner. Christmas movie is all about Christmas. Like you got to have Santa Claus in there. You got to have the holiday spirit. You have to have Christmas decorations, presents. Most of all, forgiveness in the time of the season. People, forgiveness is a huge part for like for me. I'm very loose when it comes to Christmas. I think that Christmas is during that time of the year. You have to have your Christmas decorations, some Christmas music in the background. You're there for there's Christmas parties are huge because in the past couple of years you've had several huge Christmas movies that revolve around Christmas parties.
Yeah.
Like Office Party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen Office Party, but I saw the trailers. I think
Yeah.
I guess by title you have to have an office party.
Yeah. I mean, but like my dad, he likes to he's one of those. He's definitely Jesus and this tis the reason for the season kind of guy. When it comes to that kind of thing.
So Daniel, what makes a Christmas movie for you?
My biggest thing is the plot. If the plot centers around it, then most of the other ingredients that y'all have mentioned will fall into place. As an example, I consider Batman Returns a Christmas movie. I do not consider Iron Man 3 a Christmas movie.
I can
Just
see that.
because it happens at the same time of the year,
But
the
I-
plot in Batman Returns
Yeah.
is more centered around Christmas.
Oh, definitely.
Whereas Iron Man 3, it's like, it just happens.
It
at the
was
same
coincidental.
time. It just happens, yeah. That's my big thing.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, with Batman Returns, you have recurring themes as well. Like, you have mistletoe mentioned at least 3 times
Exactly.
in there.
Christmas parties.
Christmas party.
Definitely Christmas.
Christmas trees.
Wishing Merry Christmas at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, Alfred.
Yep.
Yeah, there's definitely the Winter Princess or the Snow Princess or what have you.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's definitely some stuff there that
Yeah.
would link it.
All right. So who wants to talk about their favorite first?
Just because it's your show.
Okay,
Go.
Alright.
I'll go first. I went more classic than either of these guys did. I went with Home Alone.
Alright.
It's a movie I watch every year. I watch both 1 and 2 every year. Haven't watched beyond that. I don't plan to.
I've seen 2. I've not seen the others.
I've actually seen all of them, and you're wise.
Yeah,
Very
exactly.
wise.
They were direct to DVD. I'm like.
I think there
it's
was one of them was direct to VHS.
Well, yeah.
I think 3 was.
I'm just used to saying DVD now.
Ah.
It's
Start showing your age.
1 and 2 were both in theaters. They were big budget, and then they tanked. So I don't consider after 2 anything.
Well, when you don't have Macaulay Culkin, I mean.
Yeah. I mean, they could replace it. I mean, I could see other families doing it, but they just went way down in the
Well,
quality.
they were talking about remaking that here recently again.
Yeah, I did hear about that. Yeah.
I don't know if you anybody here watched the movies that made us on Netflix yet.
No.
No.
The Home Alone one is spectacular. It goes into great detail on how they made that movie, and just it's worth watching.
Is that done by the same people who do the toys?
Yes,
They made?
same
Okay,
exact people.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'd be interested in seeing another Home Alone. I think maybe if we had Kevin McAllister play the role of the dad.
That would be really
That'd be
cool
awesome.
if that happened.
He did a short
Yeah, I've seen
recently
that.
where he returns his
Yeah,
kid.
Yeah,
I
he's
saw
playing
that.
the Uber
Yes.
driver, and
Uh-huh.
it goes very poorly
Yes.
for everyone else but Kevin in that short.
Yeah.
I'd like to let's pull this back in. So tell us why Home Alone fits the prototypical what we talked about for Christmas.
Well, it's like I said, plot. It wouldn't happen if it was like
It wouldn't happen if it was
any other
Halloween
holiday.
or-
Yeah,
okay.
any other holiday really. It definitely has all the music. It has all the Christmas trees, decorations, family coming together at the end.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Of course, the family rushing out the door. They're in
Yeah,
a hurry to go on their
exactly.
Christmas vacation trip too.
exactly. That
The first
happens.
one was England, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
Because the
uh,
second
well,
one was Florida.
yeah. The second one was Florida. The first one was England. Yes.
Yeah, the only real way that you could really time displace Home Alone in that respect, like, you could say if it wasn't Christmas, you could be like, oh, the family gets together to go on a spring break trip.
Yeah,
And then the Wet Bandits are like, everyone's out of town for spring break.
Yeah, I don't think that works quite as well.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
mean,
think
that'd be
their
more
home
like
had
a
pool.
college film. Like,
Their home didn't have a pool, I don't think.
yeah, I'm just thinking if I have to time displace it elsewhere, because it's like, yeah,
I mean-
because the Wet Bandits strike the houses during Christmas time because people
everybody in
are
that
on
area
their
is
trips.
gone.
Yeah,
You gotta
So
remember,
that's why it makes sense that it works in the Christmas timeline.
in the beginning when they were checking in the houses, they came up posed as police officers, if I remember
yes.
correctly.
Yep,
Yep.
be like, oh, we're just
Yeah,
checking
check it in.
to see who's going to be around or not.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
Yep. So why does Home Alone beat out other Christmas movies for you?
Well, for me, it's one I grew up with, and I watch it every Christmas. Like I said, it's just I don't know. It's something about it for me. I watch, Gremlins. I love Gremlins, and I don't watch that every year because I'm not watching that for Christmas. Let's put it that way. I will watch that. I'm not watching it for Christmas.
It's funny because Gremlins, I think I only watch it at Christmas now. I
Yeah.
really only do.
Foreshadowing.
I
That's
may-
my pick.
I may watch it before when I go to conventions if somebody from there is going to be in there so I can go, hey, let's talk about this scene. What did you think?
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, I last time I watched it was Christmas time. I haven't watched it for this year, but I did watch it last year Christmas.
I ended up watching Gremlins last weekend in preparation for this. So Gremlins is my choice. Little rocking the Gremlins here.
Yeah.
I think this is definitely a Christmas movie. I actually had a coworker of mine the other day kind of give me the look like, Gremlins, it's a monster movie. And I'm like, no, it's a Christmas movie.
It's multiple things.
Yeah, I was like, it could be both. But that kind of made me think of like writing down a list of why. So it definitely takes place during Christmas. Actually, the whole cocoons cracking happens on Christmas Eve. I didn't actually realize that until I rewatch
Really?
the other, because I was like, oh, it happens around Christmas.
Well, he definitely gives Gizmo as an early Christmas present.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is another reason why the plot drives it as a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
But the news reporter at the end of the movie, when they're talking about the Gremlin hijinks, the reporter calls it the Christmas Eve riots. So it happened Christmas Eve. Also, Daddy Peltzer, which I never remember the dad or the mom's actual character name, so I just call it Mama Peltzer and Daddy Peltzer. But Daddy Peltzer mentions that when he's on that expo, that he's going to be late on Christmas Eve. So it's so it's going to be, it has to be happening around that time. The plot is driven by Christmas. Gizmo is a Christmas present. Has to open it early before Christmas because Gizmo's going to suffocate in the box.
Yeah.
The whole Mogwai apocalypse Gremlin issue, I feel can be now blamed on Corey Feldman.
Well, everything can be blamed on Corey Feldman.
True, but so his character,
Sorry,
which I know Corey. Yeah. Corey Feldman's character delivers the Peltzer Christmas tree to their household. He's dragging this Christmas tree in his Christmas suit that his dad makes him wear. Feldman wants to ditch the Christmas suit because, it's a tree. It's probably really uncomfortable. I wouldn't want to wear a Christmas tree as part of a day job. So he asks Billy, hey, can I take it off and hide it in your bedroom, which is in the attic? He's like, I'll just tell my dad bikers stole it. Which I don't think any parent's going to believe bikers stole the Christmas tree suit. But being in the attic, this is where Feldman meets Gizmo. They go, oh, so cute. And then Feldman asks Billy for permission. Hey, can I pick him up? Can I touch him? Billy goes, yeah. But then Feldman spills the water, which then creates the little other Mogwai and then problems.
Is that rule 1?
Rule 1 is
Don't get him wet, or is that like
don't feed him after midnight. Don't get him wet, and keep him out of sunlight. But I think
feed him might be number 1.
I think that
that's
feed him
how I
after
always
midnight-
list it.
Yeah,
I think I do. The Feedman might be 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
I don't remember the order. That's the one thing I didn't write down. I probably should have written down the order. But I also think the plot's also further driven by we have Phoebe Cates' character, Kate, who then a lot of her story is based around Christmas. I mean, her hatred for Christmas, revolving around her father's death. I mean, that story's really not going to come up outside the holidays.
Yeah.
It's not like they're going to be celebrating like the 4th of July, and then she's like, let me tell you about my dad and the chimney.
Yeah.
It's like, so that's going to come out around the holidays. So that, I feel like that's a whole piece in the film.
Well, holidays tend to generally, especially Christmas, from what I can tell, bring up a lot of emotion. So as you were talking about the loss of a loved one, you feel a little bit more at Christmas time because that's that. Christmas and Thanksgiving are those prototypical you're together with your family and you're having dinner and spending time with them. So you definitely would think that brings up more of an emotion.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Interesting fact, that monologue where Phoebe Cates talks about what happened to her dad is, from my understanding, the main reason she signed on to take that role. And then, when they filmed it, the studio wanted to cut that scene out.
Oh wow!
Because they're like, it changes the tone of the movie. It doesn't what's going on there, and I could see the studio perspective there. Joe Dante actually fought to keep it in, the director of Gremlins, which I think they're like, we want to cut it, and then apparently people were like, who's gonna tell Phoebe Cates?
Yeah.
And a lot of people seemed to argue about that, and then it was like, we gotta keep it.
We gotta keep it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Because apparently she felt like it was on the chopping block, and then sadness and a crying Phoebe Cates. No one,
I don't know if
no
we
one,
can say
no
that,
one,
yeah.
no one's gonna be able to stand up to a crying Phoebe Cates. Also, Mrs. Deagle is, I felt like a concept of Scrooge.
Okay, I can
Oh,
see
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mrs. Deagle, her line to Mrs. so Mrs. Harris is the lady going, Mrs. Deagle, and talking about that their family's hungry, they're having trouble supporting themselves, their family doesn't have the cash to pay their rent, and Mrs. Deagle's concept of the bank and I only have one purpose in life, and that's to make money. And Mrs. Deagle's really not in the Christmas spirit. I mean, she carries the severed head of her, it's a snowman, but Peruvian?
Yeah.
Peruvian? I don't know. But fancy snowman that she thought killing a dog over was acceptable. And apparently she wanted to kill that dog for weeks before this. So there's a scene in the movie, this is a little off task, but Billy's dog is tied up in the lights.
Right.
And Billy thinks Mrs. Deagle did it, because, well, Mrs. Deagle hates the dog. Apparently, for weeks prior to this instance, she was going, I want to kill your dog. Give me your dog.
I remember her asking for the dog. I don't
Yeah.
remember her saying kill him.
Well, when you say you're going to put the dog in the spin cycle,
I do remember that. Yeah.
That's killing the dog.
Killing the dog, yeah.
Which, that reminds me, another piece of, I thought, Christmas spirit dialogue. Billy would have gotten fired from the bank if it hadn't been for it being the holiday season. Because when they're talking about the dog jumping and attacking Mrs. Deagle, Roger, I think is his name, whoever the other bank dude is, says that their boss would have fired him in a second, but that the old man gets soft around the holidays. So I was like, if he hadn't been around Christmas time, Billy would have been unemployed.
Yeah.
And the Christmas spirit. I think the Christmas spirit is acknowledging mistakes. The family definitely acknowledged some mistakes at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
They went like,
Mistakes were made.
Mistakes were made.
Yeah.
are sorry.
I just want to know one thing.
What's that?
They make mistakes. They know the mistakes. They give Gizmo back. But how is the same old man, or I think his grandson, giving Billy back Gizmo in the second movie?
Oh no,
Because
Gizmo
dies.
was running around the streets.
Okay.
And then he gets-
dies. Yeah. The
Old man dies.
Oh man, does okay.
Old man dies. Gizmo's out in the street, which I'm not sure why he didn't just die from the sunlight
Right.
at some point. But yeah,
Stay in shadow and
yeah,
stuff.
I guess. So indirect sunlight is okay.
Gizmo's smart, you know. Gizmo
I mean,
can
he
stay
knows
out
how to
of the
drive a remote
sunlight.
control car.
Yeah. Yeah. Then the science people at the mall or
Okay.
the cable
For some
network
reason, I thought
taking
the
them.
old man still gave it to him in the second one.
No.
But it's been forever.
But yeah, that's
Yeah,
why
I
I think
haven't
Mrs.
watched the second one in forever.
Yeah, that's why I think Mrs. Deagle's the Scrooge. But that whole family acknowledges that they aren't ready, as the grandpa
Yeah.
says, or grandfather, as what the title credits call him. And then Dada Peltzer, he goes that whole, I'm truly sorry for what happened, and then gives the smokeless ashtray. You're like, I've got people killed, but
yeah,
ashtray?
It's Christmas.
It's a present.
Yeah.
We're sorry.
now you could dive into Stripe being like an anti-Claus or an anti-Christmas spirit, but I was like, I thought that was a little weak.
I mean, honestly,
Because he's so destructive.
he's just like they're just agents of chaos.
Yeah.
And you think about it though, he lets the other gremlins do whatever they want and celebrate. They take over whatever they can. So he's not being Grinchy.
Oh,
they're,
yeah.
they're more just chaos
Yeah.
incarnate.
Yeah, I was just thinking he doesn't represent the Christmas spirit.
He definitely doesn't.
That sounds like
Yeah.
he's that and the destructive. And the gremlins do attack a Santa Claus.
Yeah. Yeah,
His what the guy's name was Dave Myers. It was attacked by the gremlins, and the
Okay.
police just drive off. They're like, oh, it's Dave Myers. Oh, what's those monsters? Let's get out of here.
we do.
Well, it's kind of like, do you remember Critters?
Yes.
When the Easter bunnies,
Dee Wallace just came back to that franchise too.
did he? Or
Did she? Yeah.
Yeah. The same thing happens kind of with the Easter bunny. Easter bunny's just baffling when the critters attack him.
Mm-hmm. And when I think Easter Bunny and film, my initial thoughts is Mallrats, where Jay and Silent Bob just beat up the Easter Bunny.
Yeah.
That always just flashes in my head.
Yeah. I mean, wait till Easter. We have to figure out an Easter.
Oh, and there's snow throughout the entire film. Like that was another thing about
Yeah.
Gremlins is that there's snow throughout the entire time. Decorations are everywhere. But I would have thought like Gremlins is like over a couple of days. That snow did not melt one bit. Like
Where did
Well,
it take place? Was it in
Kingston
Washington?
Falls. I don't. That's the name of the town, but I don't know where location in this world.
Okay.
I assume within driving distance of New York City.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's possible within driving distance. You can have places that, Canada.
Yeah, because Dick Miller's character, who's the guy that does the Gremlins and the tractor stories and the airplane stories,
Yeah.
he travels from Kingston Falls to New York in Gremlins 2. So I would think that it's somewhat nearby,
I mean,
within a couple hours.
Yeah.
They took a bus, so I mean,
how else are you gonna get Dick Miller to be back in the movie?
I don't know. He took out the Batman Gremlins, so that was kind of cool. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Gremlins initially. I can bounce back if thing comes up. So
Well, I would definitely say for me, I definitely agree. Home Alone and Gremlins are hardcore. It's really hard to deny that both of those are Christmas movies. But that brings you to my movie. Anybody who's born in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, the great Christmas debate is Die Hard. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? So, for me, yes, but a lot of that has to do with that's one of the greatest action movies of all time. And you're like, when you grow up, I remember when I was little, I jumped off my, we had a porch. There's a railing on my porch. I jumped off my railing on my porch to act like John McClane falling out, jumping out of the building.
how is it being one of the greatest action movies make it a Christmas movie?
Hey, soft spot.
Soft okay, I was
Soft
just saying like your
spot.
opening statement does not
But-
revolve around Christmas.
But when you start dissecting it, why is he in California?
To visit
What
his
time
wife.
of year it is,
Right.
and then you start looking and paying attention to stuff that's in the background throughout this whole movie.
Yeah.
While the director never intended this movie to be a Christmas movie, it over the years people are recognizing it really actually is. The writers actually put Christmas in there. Christmas is referenced like 21 times in the movie. Plus, in recent years, Die Hard has watched like 1.3 million people, which is more than Santa Claus. And I think was one of the other big ones. I could look real quick.
Would you say Christmas propels the story of Die Hard though?
So he is here.
Like is the plot driven by Christmas?
The plot is driven originally by him coming to town for reconciliation.
Okay.
He's coming to apologize and try to win back his wife, who is estranged because she got a high-paying job while he's a beat cop in New York, and he says, "I have 6 months of backlog of cases. That's why I didn't come out here." Where he gets called out immediately by the driver, going, "No, you thought she wasn't going to last in California and come back." So, and at one point in time, him and his wife are actually having the argument, going, They start this argument they had in July about why he should move out there to be with her and be supportive of her, but he got jealous, and she immediately gets called away to go give the toast at the Christmas party. Well, immediately after she leaves, he starts beating himself up and starts complaining. He's like, "Stupid, stupid, stupid! You're always ruining," And
But how's that Christmas?
reconciliation is what we're getting at. Christmas spirit, forgiveness is a big theme, I think.
Okay.
He is there for a Christmas party that he's invited to by his wife.
See that's the first thing you said that makes me think can fall into the camp.
If you look around California, while there is no snow,
Yeah.
it is decorated for Christmas. The pine trees have Christmas lights on them. You walk in there's clearly a Christmas tree in the lobby. If you look around the Christmas party, there are Christmas trees throughout, lights, decorations. They are giving out Christmas presents. As a matter of fact, at one point in time, they talk about his wife Holly getting a Rolex watch from her boss as a gift.
Which is an inappropriate. I'd say that's an inappropriate gift.
Well, Giving from who it was and how high in the company he was, I don't think it's inappropriate. But given the comment by the greasy guy who wanted her job, I felt like that was inappropriate because he wanted her position.
Gotcha.
Then if you look around, like you'll see one of my favorite scenes, of course, is when he kills the terrorist.
Yeah, like the
And
ho ho
the
ho.
ho ho ho. Now I have a machine gun. Christmas.
I get the ho ho.
And the very fact,
But I think like reconciliation could have happened outside of Christmas.
so that's where is Die Hard a Christmas movie does fall apart, because you can take it and put it any time frame.
It's true.
And
They
it
could have had
still
like a
works.
4th of July party.
Because it
or
could be an
something.
office party at any point in time, and it's California. Nothing says Christmas about California. I'm sorry, people who live in California. Nothing in Christmas seems Christmas in California. I don't think of it together.
Now, headcanon wise, I've seen some people discuss it where the terror. Do you want to? They're not really terrorists. They claim to be, but
They
they're
claim
not.
to be terrorists, but they're just bank robbers.
Yeah, all right. So
They're
we'll
drunks.
call them bank
They're
robbers.
thieves.
I've heard the concept where they say the bank robbers attack during this time of year because there'd be the least amount of security at the building. Because
I mean, that's definitely a possibility because.
So I mean, I'm throwing you a bone there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, saying you really do only see 2 security guards the whole time,
Yeah.
and they immediately get taken out, like within the first 5 seconds.
So
Yeah.
maybe that piece of it.
Um,
But and like, cause I only think I know that because of some James Rolfe talking about Batman Returns, where
yeah.
they're like they went to make Batman look like the killer. They take out the Ice Princess, which she only would have been there at the Christmas ceremony
Yeah,
and
right.
the lower security because of it being a Christmas event.
But yeah, I mean, with Die Hard, you do hear Christmas music throughout it. One of the best scene that ever talks about the Christmas music, is when he's in the car. He's like, "Hey, can you put some Christmas music on?" And of course, Argyle, who's the limo driver, goes, "Man, this is Christmas." What you hear in the background is Christmas in Hollis, Queens. You know, and he also bought a Christmas present for his wife, which is a big gigantic teddy bear, which he, as far as I know, never gives to her.
Yeah, or he could have just been like, "Here's my I'm sorry present."
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a possibility.
I mean, it sounds like he messed up somewhere down the road.
Yeah.
It's my belief that he definitely, messed up because it's clear she knows that he thought she was going to fail.
Yeah.
You know, but randomly through the thing, like there's a scene. Somebody caught me where they're looking at the building, and somebody spray painted Merry Christ on one of the walls.
I was surprised at how many times Gremlins had Christmas music. I kept a
Yeah.
tally.
Mhm.
It played it 6 times.
Yeah, I could think of, at least in Die Hard, at least 3 audible like Christmas music in the background,
Yeah.
and at least 2 like instrumental Christmas music were played in throughout the thing. Like I said, the director came out recently and said, "I never intended it to be a Christmas music movie, but it has become one because of so many people watching it and then finding the themes are hidden in, which clearly a writer did put into the movie."
I think my
Yeah.
favorite Christmas music in Gremlins was when the Gremlins sing to Mrs. Deagle. They become the Christmas
Christmas
carolers,
yeah.
and they're like, nah, 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 nah. They're just
Yeah.
doing a song. The one I thought was the most out of place was during Phoebe Cates' talk about her dad. Like slowly in the background, you could hear the Christmas music, and I'm like, this music does not sound appropriate. I thought maybe something more fitting to the mood.
Yeah. I mean,
I like her speech. I'm sorry to bring back to this, but
yeah.
Billy's also kind of a jerk in that scene.
Yeah.
He's picking up the phone, doesn't have a ringtone, he's looking through papers. This girl's pouring her heart out.
But let me ask you
there
this:
are monsters
they've been
running
dating.
around,
They've
you
also
know?
been dating for a long while.
No, they haven't even gone on their first date.
Yeah,
Really?
that was them. Yeah.
I
Like-
thought they'd have already been dating a
No.
while.
No, they go in they're at the bar Dory's,
Uh-huh.
and he asks to walk her home, and he goes, "Hey, when's the next time you have a night off from the bar?" She's like, "Thursdays," and he's like, "Oh, well, next Thursday, do you want to maybe go to the movies with me?" And she's like, "I'd love to."
Okay.
So I'd be like,
they were already dating.
Nope. So within like 24 hours or so of him getting that date, He's just no. To your credit, yeah, there are monsters.
Honestly, if there are monsters
Yeah.
running around, I'm listening to your story, but I'm checking the phones and stuff. I'm sorry.
I mean, bigger priorities.
I guess,
You know?
but I don't know. I think I could have given 5 minutes. Like, here's my undivided attention. You're telling me about your dad's death.
All right, are you done?
Then afterwards, I might be standing by the phone.
Yeah. Also, when he tapes the, sorry, go back to Die Hard.
No, please. I
You're fine.
hijacked
You're
your
fine. You're
music.
fine. When and there's a scene where he tapes a gun to his back.
Yes.
The tape that he used is Merry Christmas tape. That has Christmas stuff on it.
There you go.
Nah.
Maybe that tape would not have been there if it hadn't been for Christmas. That whole ending would be over. John McClane would not have made it out if it had not been for Christmas tape.
There you go.
Plot driven itself.
I don't know. We watched it last night. We watched Die Hard because my buddy Jason has never seen it.
Okay.
And me and our friends were teasing him throughout the whole movie, going,
You really
"Hey,
never seen it? Wow.
Jason's never seen anything." As far as I can tell,
I mean, I can't judge. I just saw National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
I'm assuming
Last
that he
night.
just played video games his whole childhood. But
Die
no,
Hard. Wow.
when we're watching Die Hard, we're sitting here going, "See, Christmas moment. See, Christmas moment. See, Christmas." We were pointing out all the little things that were in the movie that were Christmas orientated, like the lights.
But
There's Santa Claus periodically throughout the movie.
do you think, though, he would have noticed those things without you pointing them out? Like, if you're going in this blind, do you
Would you
think
wa-
someone would immediately go, yeah, that's a Christmas movie? Or
No,
does it become a Christmas movie when
it-
people point it out to you?
It's become a Christmas so. This movie definitely in 1988 they didn't go, "It's a Christmas movie." They did put it out going, "Hey, this is the action movie that's going to change all action movies." You know, that's been because it was in development hell for like 20 plus years. They were trying to
Wow, I
make
didn't
it.
realize it was
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I didn't
I
know-
might be exaggerating a little bit on the 20 years, but it was definitely in development hell for a long time because it was a star on it.
Yes,
Oh, wow.
that's true. That is true.
So, and then Frank Knoster said, "I'm just too old." He thought he was too old to do stunts and everything, and we got the movie that we got.
Yeah, because of the title, I think like he had first choice or
I
something.
want to say it was always part of the Point Blank series. I could be wrong, which was
Yeah.
a detective series that came out like in the 60s and 70s.
'Cause I think it's like something that had the material it was based on contractually required Frank Sinatra to get first choice.
Yeah.
Or I mean, I could be completely wrong. I think that's why Frank Sinatra was in the running is because of some contractual thing.
But I think that over the years, people started noticing the Christmas stuff, and naturally it just started coming on TV during Christmas time. And I think now, in the last 10, 15 years, people were like, "It's a Christmas movie. Put it in there." You do a Google search, you'll find it. Like Amazon has it listed as Christmas. I think Walmart at one point in time had it as a Christmas movie. But it's just force a wheel, kind of like one of those cult sensations where
It
everybody
changes over
started.
time.
It just everybody's like, "It wasn't this, but now it's this."
I could
You know?
I could see that. From like, I see Gremlins as a Christmas movie. Home Alone I see as a Christmas movie. Die Hard I have to struggle a little to see that
I
one
mean,
as a Christmas movie.
I like Eric to each his own.
Oh yeah, I see
Like
the
I said-
points to it. I just part of me wonders if Die Hard could have happened at different points of the year and still had been in that movie.
I mean, I think so. I mean, I could definitely to that one. That's definitely the big plot hole. You could take that movie out at Christmas time, and you could put it at 4th of July, and it fits. You could put it at Thanksgiving, and it fits, or any other thing that people get together and have parties.
I'll
for.
admit it'd be kind of cool to see John McClane throw a turkey wing or turkey leg at somebody. Like doesn't have a gun, but he throws the turkey leg and it whacks the robber or something. I'll admit that's now going to be my own personal headcanon.
He's now gonna have toys throw fake turkey at them.
That would be fun.
But I mean, so yeah, I will agree that it is. If you're a fan of Die Hard, you're gonna argue one way or the other. You're gonna argue this is a Christmas movie.
I like
Just
Die
'cause-
Hard. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. I haven't
But-
watched it in a while, but I do like Die
I
Hard.
could definitely say that its original intent was never to be a Christmas movie. It was to be a straight up, I'm an action movie, you know. But Christmas traditions, that I would say a Christmas tradition at this point in time. So it fits in just because now it's become a tradition. You'll see it on TV at Christmas time, and a lot of people I talk to say, "Yeah, I only watch it at Christmas time." I've asked a couple people about that, and come to think of it, I think I've only watched it at Christmas time the last couple of years.
Do you think John McClane has some of the worst luck?
No, that'd be Keith Sutherland, 24.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wonder because John McClane be like, "Ah, man, it happened again. Because even the following movie was the Die Hard 2. Didn't that happen also around the holidays?
It happened all on the holidays. I think it actually happens at Christmas again, or it's Christmas or New Year's. It
There's
happened at
snow on the
Reagan
ground. I
National.
remember that one has snow.
Yeah, that one definitely has snow because it's at Reagan National during a snow blizzard.
Yeah, and I'm just like, and then that whole piece of and then happens again 3, but it's in Harlem,
Yeah,
and then Die Hard 4. I don't remember where Die Hard 4 happens.
that one happens. That's the one with his son. I think that happens in Germany.
Yeah, that's the one with his daughter.
Is that the one with his daughter?
Yeah, the 5th one is the one with the son, I think. It's like Live Free, and Die Hard. It's like the one with
I
Kevin
thought it was
Smith.
the fourth one.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong. I remember Kevin Smith being in the 4th
I
one.
thought there were only 4, so.
Yeah, there's a fifth one. It's horrible.
Okay.
I've never seen the 5th one.
Right.
Oh, I think we're getting a little off task here.
Yeah.
So these are our favorite Christmas movies. Feel free to leave your favorite holiday movie in the comments.
And be sure to like and share, subscribe to our channel, and we will see you in the multiverse.
Bye, everybody. Has so much. I blend in with the tree.
Wow. Poor Daniel. You want to wear my hat?
No, I'm fine.
You sure?
I'm good.
He's like,
Yeah,
he's
I'm-
gonna
I'm-
rep the Spidey.
I can be the one person out. You know?
We could just make the point that you did not get the memo.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll say in conflict, but I did wear a horror movie guy in the middle.
Yeah.
That's
so
okay, but that looks Christmassy too,
That's all right.
because of
It's supposed to
the.
be an apple orchard.
But it
It's
still
my,
looks
it's my
like
Leslie
some-
Vernon shirt.
Oh,
It
nice.
still looks something like Christmassy, though.
I mean,
It's
it's
just a-
good. It's good. We just
All right.